The first thing we're going to do is standing up, everyone. We're going to do something called a sun salutation. So I'm just going to turn you on the side here. What we're going to do with your feet together, we're going to take your arms above your head, and then from there, bend down from the waist, touch your toes, take your hands, walk your hands forward, and your feet back, so you're in the press up position. From here, you're going to come down, slowly go in the press up position until your hips touch the ground. Push your shoulders up to the ground. Next, you switch to the floor and upward facing dog. Push back to a downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands to your feet. Start nice and slow. You're just going to do two of these. Reaching up, your arms diving down again. Hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward and your feet back into a press up position. You roll yourself slowly to the bottom of the press up position so the hips are loosening on the ground. Push up into upward facing dog. Go back into downward facing dog with your hips nice and high. You can walk your hands, touch your feet for a couple of steps forward with your feet. Good stretch of your hamstrings. Raise up. Reach your arms over here and relax. The next thing we're going to do, we'll start using the timer now. We're just going to go into a nice wide straddle stance. And what you're going to do with your right foot, you're going to turn that right foot forward, that's facing straight ahead in the direction across that straddle. And then your back foot, you can just angle so your toes pointing at 45 degrees. From here, we're just going to bend the front leg. Keep holding this position here. Nice long warrior one pose. We're going to transition to warrior two during this 40 seconds. I'm going to take a bit of a guess as to when that 20 seconds is up, try and be halfway. And what warrior two is going to be, from here, you're going to stay in this lunge position, big lunge position. You just turn in your shoulders, put your hands together right here. Really working nice until reach those hands nice and high. Fingertips nice and high to the roof. And what you'll hear doing is watch tone this time change. And keep holding strong at the moment, strong that front leg. And change, come up into your straddle position again, simply rotate the other foot. That same position, and then again, turn that back foot in as well a bit. And from there, into that deep lunge, into warrior one. Pretty warrior two, but either way would be both. So just holding here, just warming up the legs a bit. And in the strength of the legs a bit. And eyes make it hold. From here, nice and forward, turn your shoulders to the front. And move your arms up above your head. Try and straighten those arms as best you can. We're doing a bit of work for your shoulders. And really activate those shoulder muscles for stretching the tongue. Almost there, and relax. The next thing I'm going to do is just a standing forward fold. So from here, as we do the sun salutation, all you're going to do, when your legs straight, just bend forward at the waist and just relax. If you can touch the ground with your hands, great. Just use that for this one. Otherwise, just hold onto your legs. And just hang your head nice and relaxed down. So this is just a double leg hamstring stretch. Nice and relaxed. Do it with that. Loosen up, your hamstring loosen up. Breathing nice and relaxed. Breathe in and hold the stretch. Do that and maybe go with the stretch if you can. And relax. The next one is just a nice gentle seated stretch. So sit on the floor with your legs crossed. And all we're going to do here is just rotate one side. I'm just grabbing my right knee with my left arm and I'm just providing a bit of resistance into the twist with my left arm. It's a very nice gentle stretch. Try to really relax to the trunk. Just try and stay tall in your spine. A nice gentle rotation. And nice relaxed breathing. We twist the other way. Same thing, we're just taking my right hand onto my left knee And just twist them gently the other way. You can hear the beeping, it's just my timer. So I'm timing this at 40 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I just like to hold my stretches for at least 30 seconds, just to allow a bit of relaxation. And again, this is a rest and recovery session, so it doesn't do much longer than that. I sometimes go up to 50 seconds. If I'm wanting to develop flexibility, I probably look to hold for a bit longer, 90 seconds to 2 minutes on some of these stretches, but then also push the stretches a bit more intensely. So all these stretches feel fairly relaxed. And change there. Now I'm just going to come into a quad and release stretch. If you've got somewhere that you can hold on to, great. What we're going to do here, in a lunge position, I'm just going to grab that back foot. And from this position here, I'm just going to push that hip forward so I get a really good stretch on my hips. And feel free to bounce with the opposite hand over your tongue. Sometimes what I like to do with this one is I like to hook my foot over a sofa and put my knee onto the cushions, obviously to make it a bit more comfortable. But just to make sure it works and to work out well, I'm just doing it on this mat at the moment. But do try to make the stretches as comfortable as possible from a joint point of view. But don't be on hard floors, be on nice cushion floors if you can. The more relaxed you can be, the better. We'll change sides. So lunging on one leg. Push forward with your hips over. Grab that back foot if you can. Again, by hooking it onto a chair, it means it will be very easy to get in that position. You're just pushing forward again, nice and relaxed. Pushing those hips forward a bit more to finish the stretch off. Just a bit more stretch in the hips. And relax. We're going to stand up for this next one. A little bit tricky to explain, but hopefully you understand. I'm just going to put my right foot up against the edge, the inside of my right foot up against the edge of the mat. And what I'm going to do is take my left leg and cross it in front. Then all I'm going to do is turn my shoulders 90 degrees, and then my foot's facing and reach to my back ankle. What you should feel is a nice stretch along the outside of your leg and up for a lot of you, probably into the lower back. So this is probably one of my favourite stretches ever. But again, nice and relaxed, and just hold that ankle really comfortable. If you reach the floor, great. But do give yourself some support with your hands on the stretch, just to take a bit of pressure off areas that have been stretched to allow you to relax. If there's tension, the muscles won't relax as well. You can reach to the floor, or you can hold your hand on a chair or a block or a sofa. That's fine if that's your range of motion. Come up nice and slow and change. So my inside of my left foot's going to go up against my mat. I'm going to take my right leg in front just to get out of the way. It's not a right leg stretch. I'm going to rotate mostly use my shoulders and come down. For me, I can get my hands to the ground, so I'm just going to relax my head down. As I just let that stretch relax through my outside of my head, outside of my thigh, and me into my lower back as well, which feels really nice as far as that goes. Again, emphasise you must try and support yourself however you want, and then your hands can be on the shoulder. Just make sure the key thing is you're rotating your shoulders 90 degrees to the foot spacing. The foot of the leg restriction. 2 more seconds. Relax and change. Coming back to the ground, we're just going to do a seated glute stretch. So this one here, all I'm going to do is cross one leg over the other, so my right over my left. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hug my right leg with my left arm. It's nice and tall. My chest up into my leg. You should feel a really good stretch going outside of your hip through your glutes. Feeling nice and tall, really reaching up nice towards your spine. Change sides. Cross your left leg over your right. Hug your right. Hug your left leg with your right arm, and then hug your other arm around your right arm and just sit nice and tall. Again, trying to get a nice stretch in your glutes. Pull that chest a bit higher. Hug that knee a bit closer to your chest. Couple more seconds. Then relax. This next stretch, what you're going to do is lie on your back with your feet just a little way away from your hips and feet flat, cross one leg over the other, and then take that bottom foot out to the side and then just let your knee drop, let your top leg pull your bottom leg to the ground. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing there. A little bit tricky, but it's going to be the leg, the bottom leg, the one that's got the foot on top of, is going to get a stretch through the hip, and most likely into the lower back and the front of the hip as well. Again, we're just going through an internal rotation through that hip, which is a really key movement to maintain, and just nice and relaxed. And I feel just the top of your hip. Just relax. And then change sides. So I'm just going to cross my left over my right. I'm going to take my right foot out to the side of it, and then I'm going to drop the legs down. The weight of the leg on top is just going to help me get that stretch from my lower back to the top of my hip and stretch my hip through internal rotation. Again, nice and relaxed with the breathing. Always a bit easier to relax when you're lying down. So switches like this are really good. And relax, come up into the next stretch. And we're just going to do a nice simple hamstring stretch. So what you're going to do is put one foot to your knee, and then as sitting up position, we're just going to reach down somewhere on the leg with both hands, and just relax down into a hamstring stretch. And here again, breathe in and hold the stretch, breathe out and relax in the stretch a bit more if you can. The reason I want two hands on the leg, change legs, is so that it keeps the shoulders nice and square in relation to the leg. So it's just going to give you a more effective stretch. So reaching down as far as you feel comfortable. And then you don't have to reach your foot, just make sure that you've got both hands on so that it's a nice effective stretch in your hamstrings. If you get any pain at the back of your knee, just slightly soften on the knee, and that'll just take the stretch more into the muscle of the hamstring. Breathing in and hold, breathing out and release. And relax. Next one is downward facing dog. So glute stretch. So what we'll do is you just come into downward facing dog. Hold in this position here with your hips nice and high. And then come into glute stretch. I'm going to take my right knee to my right hand. I'm just going to hold that. You just hold this position. That 10 to 15 seconds. Go back into downward facing dog and hold the other side. So just splitting the stretch up over 40 seconds so we get both sides loosened up. Stay strong with your arms, nice and tall through your arms and your chest big. And then you can simply be active and just drop the hips in the ground. You'll find that your backside's not quite on the floor, that's fine, but it should still be a good stretch to there. Let's push back into downward facing dog, do the other side, and change side. My left knee is going to my left hand, and I'm just sitting in that position and just holding nice and strong. Hold for a few more seconds. And we'll come into the next stretch, which what I want you to do is put the feet together. You have your knees out to the side of the butterfly pose. Look on the just want you to lie back and relax again. Just let those knees relax out the side as best they can. Some of them may be up quite high, but that's fine. Just let the muscles on the inside of your leg, the groin muscles, or the adductor muscles, just relax and just lengthen. By relaxing. Through your breathing. Letting the weight of your legs just drop the knees out to the side. Few more seconds. And coming out. I'm just going to sit now and just do a shoulder stretch. So this shoulder stretch, what we're doing, you're going to cross one arm over the other. And we're just going to sit nice and tall. So one arm straight and you're just grabbing that arm and putting it into the crook of the elbow of the other arm. Sit nice and tall. It's going to be a good stretch around the back of the shoulders. Make your posture's nice and tall. And some of these stretches you may not have been able to, hopefully be able to see most of them well on the video and be able to copy them. Don't worry if you only get a few seconds of each stretch, it's about getting familiar with them. Again, I'll put the video on YouTube and you can use that throughout the season, just if you want to have a nice recovery stretch. You'll get more familiar with the exercises and just follow that 40 seconds on, 10 seconds off timer, which is obviously what I'll do on the video. Change sides. So grabbing that straight arm, pulling it across your body. Just a nice way to really relax your mind as well. Take your mind off the golf, take your mind off other things that you might have on, exams. Hopefully most of you have finished those by now. But always good just to take your mind away from anything that you focus on is causing a bit of concern or a bit of stress at the moment. This stress like this can help you relax. Stretch like this can help you relax. Alongside the other things that you like to do as hobbies outside of golf, outside of other things. It's important to make sure you're getting your mind relaxed, either through physical work like this or just even just relaxing, watching a good film or TV, whatever you like. And relax there. From the shoulder stretch, let's go into half lift rotation. Obviously, you've all done the half lift rotation with me at some stage or another. So from here, standing up, hands on the thighs, you're going to slide your hands down your legs. From here, straighten your right leg, put your left hand on your right leg and just rotate open and hold. So a bit more effort required here to hold the position. Really try and open up that chest. Let that hip sit back to hip with the straight leg sink up. And you can really just switch again to the back of the leg, and most likely to the lower back. Nice and relaxed. And change sides. So simply straighten that left leg out, put the right hand on the left leg, and slowly open up the left hand, rotating open. You should see quite clearly what I'm doing in the stretch. You might find that you've got one body lower back tighter than the other. I certainly do. I'm playing my squash. So you may too from your golf. It's a single-sided sport. Just let your lower back relax. Nice and gentle into it. And relax down. Just coming down onto your knees. What we're going to do here is a child's pose. So from this position here, just walk your hands forward in front of you, sit back into your hips. And from here, what I want you to do, I want you to walk your left hand over to you and put it on top of your right hand. So what you should feel is a nice stretch down the left side of your back. That's called it's a child's pose without stretch. So just by moving to that side of that hand, we're just going to stretch down the side of the back. And again, your lats and muscles that can cause a bit of tightness through your shoulders. And obviously, as we always talk about, we want to make sure our shoulders can move around the dog. So it facilitates nice even movement that we can then put that fantastic power in that we developed into. So almost there. Change sides. So all you do is just have that left hand out so it's Forward, apparently move your right hand over to your left. Put it on top of your, put your right hand on top of your left hand and just it up. Oh, and come up out of that stretch. This one's nice and simple. We're just going to sit in a cross-legged position and you're just going to fold forward over your legs. We just hold this for about 20 seconds on this side. When I say this side, which leg's in front? And then what we do during this 40 seconds, we'll just change over. You could hold this for 40 seconds in this position, but in this instance, we'll just go 20 seconds each way. 3, 2, 1, just come up and change which leg's in front, just to emphasize a bit more a different stretch. To emphasize a different side of your hips. Fold forward again and relax through your hips as best you can. And relax and come up. Now we're going to do a hip and turn rotation switch. So again, lying on your back, have your knees together. You walk your feet out the side, your knees come out the side. And then what we're going to do, let your knees drop into the middle and let your feet rock onto the inside of your feet. So the outside of your feet come up off the ground. You should have your feet wide enough so that your knees, your thighs can touch in the middle of the stretch. So just come to that position and relax. This stretch here feels really jointed, so it feels like your hip joints getting stretched, which is absolutely fine. It's going to be nice and gentle, not cause any problems, and it'll just, again, help to maintain that internal rotation, which is really important for a lot of the movements you do in golf, but also in the gym work as well. And relax there and come out. So it's quite short. Now we're just going to be sitting with both legs straight out in front. Another hamstring switch. We're just going to reach forward again, reach for as far as you can. To your toes if you can, or even just holding it there because it's fine. What I'm going to do just to make my stretch a little bit more relaxing, not too intense. And just breathe nice and relaxed again. Breathe in and hold the switch, breathe out, and dive it deeper. Got about 3, 4 or 5 more stretches, so not long now. Relax feeling, coming out of that one. Now we're going to do another shoulder stretch. This one's called thread the needle. So what I want you to do is put onto all fours, put your left hand over the front, and then reach your right hand under and try and get your shoulder underneath the other shoulder. You're trying to rotate to the upper back and threading your arm underneath your other arm. It's out in front. And then just relax. Should feel a good rotation stretch in your shoulder. And the next bit, so come back up, put your right hand down. On this side, and get to see how I walk on the other side and reach through underneath my arm, trying to get that one shoulder on top of the other, or underneath as you want to look at it. And then just relaxing the stretch, just let your body roll to sit down on the shoulder and give it a good stretch in the rotating position. Few more seconds. And relax. Into our 1990 position that you rolled down plenty of times for me. From here, it's going to do a 1990 forward fold. So again, 1990 position, keep your knees nice and open, and just fold forward over your shin, and raise up, put my head on my hands, and just sink into a really deep stretch to my hips. And coming up, everybody, and we'll change sides in that 1990. Change legs, sit yourself up, and immediately just fold forward over that front leg into that front switch. Nice and relaxed, head on your hands. Be nice and deep. Breathing in and hold the switch. Breathing out and relaxing the switch. And relax there. Just coming onto your front, everybody. I'm just going to do an upward facing roll pose. So we did this in our sun salutations. So from here, just on your elbows, I just want you to push up and arch up through your back. And then look up through the top of your eyes, like to the ceiling as best you can. Arching up and just let your hips sink into the mat. And relax. Just a couple more now. Sorry, yeah, it's two more actually. We'll go a groin thoracic rotation. So in this position here that we've done before, all we're going to do here, so we're just going to rotate through. So same hand down as the knee gets that. Rotate here, to 3. Change hands but not legs. And let's just rotate through there. 2, 3 in a row, and holding this position on a fair, really tough position. Try and open it back up, feel the back muscles work hard, open your shoulders up. Best you can. Keep holding and relax. Change sides. Whichever knee's down, have that same hand down, that other leg up to the side. And just do 3 rotations on this side, nice and easy. Follow your hand to the roof. Nice and straight between your straight line along the arms. Change hands, but not legs. And let's rotate. And on the third, we're going to hold for the rest of the time. Up and hold, really tough position, really challenging position. Let's see if you just fold and try and open up a little bit more every time. Got a lot of muscular strength involved here, especially through the upper back, which is great. Those muscles are going to help open up the chest and the back. Keep holding, really strong, really strong. Almost there, and relax. Second to last exercise. Sitting just up on your haunches with your knees bent. Push your hands behind you, so your fingers are facing forward. And all you're going to do is lift your chest and stretch your shoulders and your chest. So shoulder flexors stretch. You're just going to stretch through the front of your shoulders. And the other position, the other body part that's really good, that's going to be stretching here, is your wrists. Because we've got those fingers facing straight forward, so you're getting really good stretch through this flexion, but getting really good range of motion into extension as well. But all of you, just looking after your wrists is a good idea. This dog's pretty demanding on the wrists. The second to last stretch, again, nice and relaxed, just pushing that chest up nice and strongly, again, using those upper back muscles to really raise the chest as high as you can. and relax. Standing up from the last thing, we're going to do a prayer squat. So coming up with a squat stance, we're down to my prayer position with my hands. We'll come down and hold the squat for 40 seconds. At the end of the hold, we're just going to put our hands on the floor, raise the hips up first. Just let our head hang down and get one last stretch through the lower back and hamstrings. 10 seconds left. Last stretch, and we'll finish the session off. 3, 2, 1. Put your hands down, raise your hips nice and high. Turn your feet so nice and straight. From this position here, with your head hanging low. So you can stand back by pulling up your hamstrings. Think about rounding up, straightening out through the back from the lower back. Right up to your mid back, into your upper back. Pull your shoulders back. And finish.